Hello, hello. I am here today with Helen Samson Mullen, and we're going to be talking about restoration sessions where we practice yoga therapy and coaching and energy medicine. And thank you so much, Helen, for being willing to come and have a conversation about this work.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for this fabulous restoration work that you're doing.
Well, oh, you're sweet. So I'd love for you to share, if you don't mind, what was happening in your body or even your life when we started doing this work together, and what moment made you realize you needed to have a different kind of support?
Mm. I have an autoimmune condition, rheumatoid arthritis, um, lots of joint and body pain, and also lots of life change things going on as well, changing roles, changing lots of different things, balls up in the air, I guess. And so when you were started to do this work, I was super curious because every time I've worked with you over the course of many years, I've always benefited from whatever you've been doing. So I was super curious about what this was going to be and super delighted that it really was something very special.
Ah, thank
It's
you.
something very special.
Yeah. So when you say it's something that's really special, like, how would you describe it? Like, how would you describe these sessions? Because I think they're kind of hard to capture. Even when I say like yoga therapy, energy work, coaching, people are like, what? So I would love to hear how you would describe it.
Yeah, I feel like it's a really full holistic experience. Right. You start with some coaching and where am I in my body and what do I need? And there's some emotional agility in there. There's some coaching around beliefs, and then there's some diving into the somatics, like what's happening in my body.
Mm,
And then we get on the mat and get to play with just what feels like the tiniest of body movements.
mm,
And yet I can come into a session with maybe a 4 or 5 out of 10 pain score, and then when you check in at the end, it feels like a 0 to 1 or 2,
mm,
which, as you just said, was really quite miraculous because what it shows me is even with the functional issues in my body, right, which are documented on x-rays, MRIs, etc., I can still get to a 0 or 1 pain score doing some of this work with you in yoga therapy. So, and it's really about deep listening to your body, acknowledging your body, being kind to your body, the human that is you, I like to say, and really being supported in that, right? I mean, there was something that I came in that I wanted to do, and you broke it down into such small pieces that I felt the benefit of it without having hurt myself, which is what I usually do because I do a lot of yoga, and as it's, explained to me, I just do exactly what I'm told without listening to my body. This is about you watching me do moves that are a fraction of what I would otherwise have tried to do. And I can do it comfortably and feel like I'm not adding to the pain load. It's huge.
yeah. I love that. And I love that because it's such a big deal to decrease the pain in our bodies and to recognize our capacity to create that for ourselves or to have that held for us by others. But I wonder, do you notice if there's something that happens in other parts of your life when you give yourself that gift, when you're experiencing less pain? Like, what are the breakthroughs that happen in the rest of your life?
Well, I think there are little things that I've taken from the work with you, and it's not just yoga therapy, it's your coaching and it's your energy work, it's all the things, right? But even just I think about as I'm chopping vegetables or cooking, I think about the yellow lights, right? Where am I pushing through or over efforting that's actually causing pain that doesn't need to be? I could actually just play up to stay in the green and not go into red or yellow lights, which actually are adding to the tension. I feel like then When I'm in pain, it's as if it just sucks the hope out of me and I feel really low. So when the pain diminishes, I can start to feel hopeful. So that goes out across every aspect of my life. I think it's also that piece of just being very kind to your body
Mm.
is so important to remember. Listening to the tension and adjusting instead of just trying to tough through. I think that I'm a nicer person to others in my world when I can
Mm.
be more comfortable in my own body
Yeah.
as it is. Because this is the thing, I think, when you have a chronic illness, it's not ever going to go away potentially. And yet, in these moments with this therapy, it recedes to a point that makes life more palatable.
So what I hear in that, it's like, to me, what I'm hearing you say is like it helps you to be more present to
Yeah.
what is happening in your life, not just the pain in your body.
Yes.
I like
Yes.
that, I really do, and I think one of the things the red light to green light has been so impactful for people, but the other thing that I know shows up in almost everybody is this, like, kind of dismissal of supporting your own body, right? Like, "I can push through, I don't need a bowl, I don't need a blanket, I don't need" like, this, "I
Right.
can do it," but, like, giving yourself ample support? Like, how does that like, does that show up for you? How does that feel for you when you do give your body permission and support?
Well, it feels absolutely lovely afterwards. I mean, it feels, and in it,
Mm,
right? When you just suggested, okay, well, let's just do a pelvic tilt, and I want it to be really tiny. And I'm thinking, yeah, but I can do bridge pose. And you're like, no, but this is what we do. Like, it's the constant, let's just stay in these tiny movements and be really intentional about them and take care and listen at the same time. Because I think that my body's lived in somewhat a tense state a
mm,
lot of the time just to tough it through a lot of things. And so there's a relaxation or a sort of deep, yeah, I think you got it right, presence in doing this work that is very rewarding and very peaceful. One of the quotes that I used to have on my wall was something about maintaining peace in chaos. It's easy to be peaceful when everything's nice and quiet and lovely. But when chaos ensues, how do you maintain that peace? And I think about this, the yoga therapy, as in really getting to the core of peace in your body, even though there are structural issues at play. So it's listening at a really sacred level.
mm. Oh, I love that. Listening
Mhm.
at a really sacred level. That's really beautiful, Helen. I'm so grateful it lands like that for you in your body, and I know that will be really helpful for other people. I have one more question for you. So, what would you tell someone who's hesitating, who's like, do I want to do this? Is this for me? Like, what would you say to that person?
I would say just do it. I would say try it. You'll be amazed because it's not just, when I think about it, I think yoga therapy in itself is super powerful. But working with you, it's coaching, it's your intuitive genius, it's your ability to weave all sorts of different learning in. And then the energy work, it's everything all in one. It's, I mean, it's nothing short of magical. So I would just say, without wanting to swear, JFDI, just do it, try it, and see if it's for you.
Yeah.
I honestly can't think of a single person it's not for, to
Mm,
be honest.
yeah.
I mean, whether it's one to one or in a group. I mean, I did this in a group with you, and that was as delightful. It's really, I think what I'm amazed at is it's so impactful for just these small shifts. And so trust that.
Helen, thank you so much for sharing your experience. I love you. And if you want to find Helen's work, okay, you know where I am because here you are. But if you want to find Helen's work with people with autoimmune conditions, you can find her. It's Helen Samson Mullen. And it is just, it's such a delight to work with you and to be your friend and just to get to walk this path with you. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Nona. I love you too. And I want to say, every time I work with you, I make huge strides in one way or another, whether it's in my business, in my life, in my body. And that cannot be underestimated, the presence and the genius that you bring to this. So I just want to sort of salute that too.
Mm. Thank you. Thank you. So you can click below to find out more about restoration sessions